So here's the part of the show where I bring all these amazing ingredients that I got from a local forager into one meal. I'm super excited because each step brings something interesting, new, and complex flavors. We're gonna do a pesto with the wild mushrooms on a pasta. Simply, that's what it is. But for the pesto, we're gonna be doing some spruce tips in the pesto. So super simple. We're gonna do a half a cup each of pine nuts. We will do a half a cup of spruce tips. 1, 2. We're gonna do a half a cup of oil of your choice, olive oil. I'm gonna use olive oil and flaxseed oil so I can load up with additional omega-3s in mine. So I'll put some olive oil in, if it ever comes out. Olive oil, flaxseed oil, and some parsley. And I'm going to scent it with some of the spruce salt that I made as well, which will taste really good. So half a cup of the oil. Of course, you know flaxseed oil has to stay inside your fridge because it oxidizes and has that really funny rancid smell, which isn't good, so we don't want that. And then we'll grab some fresh parsley, so we'll put that in. I will put in some lemon juice into mine. Not too much because you're gonna get a real strong citrus flavor from your tips. 1 or 2 cloves of garlic. I'm putting in 2, a little bit, about a half a teaspoon of salt, and blend away. The smell is so fantastic. Oh my goodness. And the colors, can we see the colors here? The color is so bright, beautiful green. Next, I want to introduce you to, this one's a beauty. I was skeptical. I will admit it, I was skeptical. These are lily spears. And I kept asking Scott, like, I eat the whole thing? He's like, you eat the whole thing. I'm like, I'm cooking dinner away and I'm like, I eat the flower that's growing inside. He's like, you eat the flower that's growing inside. I'm like, even like the little yellow things that's growing in the middle. He's like, even the yellow things that are growing in the middle. So from root to tip, these lily spears, which grow wild, obviously, taste like asparagus on the bottom and kind of spinachy on the top. They are tender. They're beautiful. And so I'm gonna include them in my meal today for my pasta wild mushroom. I'm gonna take just a small handful of these. We'll chop those up, put the rest aside. And then mushrooms. I have some beautiful, what did I order? I ordered chanterelle mushrooms, I ordered lobster mushrooms, I ordered pine mushrooms, and lobster mushrooms. And they're dried out, they're already sliced up for me. You just have to rehydrate them overnight in boiling hot water, and off we go with making our pesto mushroom pasta. So these are the mushrooms that I'm gonna be using. I've let them drain. There's a juice on the bottom. Some people would use this inside of their dish as well. I'll probably do the same. And the lily spears. They're safe to eat from top to bottom. Again, I'm dealing with a forager who has years and years and years and years of experience. He tried them first, didn't die. I fed them to my family, nobody got ill. They taste amazing. So I'm gonna chop them into a big enough size that you recognize it as you're eating it. We're going to heat up a frying pan. Use a nice big one. We'll get it to a good size heat. You can use some butter or margarine or whatever you like to cook with. I have a chunk of butter left that I'm gonna throw in the frying pan. As you know, mushrooms will soak up a lot of the oil in your pan, so we'll go ahead and get that melted. And we're going to add our mushrooms, saute them till we get a bit of a brown on them. And when I think that we're almost there, or I have about 5 minutes to go, I will add in the lily spears. When you combine your oils, you'll get a much higher temp amongst them. Put that all together. We'll go ahead and pop in my beautiful array of mushrooms. I get excited. I get excited that there was so much effort put into somebody picking and harvesting these mushrooms for me. And so I appreciate it, and I'm very grateful and thankful. And then the pasta that I'm gonna use today, I'm gonna use an edamame bean pasta. It is close to the feeling of pasta. You can tell it's not quite pasta. It's yummy. So we'll get that going. We'll add in our spears as well. You'll see that some of them have, let me find one here, bits and pieces of flour coming out as well. There's one there, looks like almost like an okra inside. Toss that around. Until the morels absorb some of the beautiful butter in it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put the pesto in. You can get a nice shot of that. It's just green and creamy and beautiful. We're gonna toss everything around the pesto sauce. And then I'll take the pasta that I've already made, toss it all together, and plate. And we'll just toss that around, incorporate it into the pesto sauce. It'll warm itself up again. Wow. We'll get some of the spears in there as well. Beautiful. Perfection. So if you want this recipe, go to the website. I have all the information there. I want you to go out of your comfort zone, find a local forager, trust in their process, and if you truly want to eat local, this is eating local. See you next time.